Hi. Hello, Timakat.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
I am good, sir. You're talking to an unseen face.
Oh, I can see. Good.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
talking to Mr. B. I don't know if you remember me.
Yes, yes. No, I remember you, Mr. B. I remember you. How have you been?
I've been well. You decided not to come here because you are afraid of COVID, ne?
Not necessarily. We have a lot of work. It's unbelievable. We just reopened applications now.
Yeah,
So yeah, everything is it's just too much. So we have to push as much as we can.
yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, Mr. B.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, getting on with it, we've been waiting for the other panelists to come into the stream, but
Mm-hmm.
they are not yet coming through. We only have Desmond. I'm sure he's listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we are going to slightly shift the focus so that in case we manage to get the other guests, the other panelists at a later stage, then maybe we can come back to this particular seminar, yeah, provincial collaborations in film. But
Okay.
for now, maybe you can give us just a rundown on the DTI and the DTI incentives. And then we'll see by the time you end if the other guests are there, and then we can continue into the provincial collaborations.
Okay. Okay. That's not a problem then.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can more or less take you through what we do and what we offer and how we actually offer it. So, if I can ask, because I think this was for tomorrow, um, am I able to project or?
um, For now, not really. But do you want to project something? Because you can email it to me. I think I should be able to project it on your behalf. Let me see
Okay.
here. Um,
And that Desmond.
he's the mystery listener.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
uh,
Unfortunately, you won't be able to see me because this laptop I'm using doesn't have a camera on this side. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, there is Mr. Desmond.
Oh, the guy that.
Oh, can you unmute yourself, Mr. Desmond?
Now I'm saying I'd logged in earlier. How are you, colleagues? I'd logged in and there was no
Good.
one. So,
Ah,
and I was in fact participating in that silver screen one. I've just finished now at one.
Oh, okay,
oh,
nice.
okay, okay. I
Yeah,
think maybe
yeah.
when you logged in earlier, we must have been busy with lunch. Sorry, man.
Oh,
For lunch. Mm,
Yeah, yeah. Hey, it's hungry this side.
yeah.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, if you are having challenges in projecting, although it will be a bit difficult for the audience to maybe follow, but it's fine. I can run down through
Mm.
maybe the highlights of what we do and how we do it.
So what are we discussing today?
Okay. Just hold on. Let me bring in Lindy. Lindy, how are you, Lindy?
Good afternoon,
She's just setting
everyone.
up herself.
Afternoon, Oslindi.
Good afternoon.
Sorry, I'm late. You know, I got an email that confused me. That said this thing is cancelled.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and then I just got a call from someone to say that no, it's gone.
oh,
But anyway,
okay, okay.
here am I hope I'm not too late.
Mm. No, you're not too late. What actually we were suggesting, but seeing that you are back, um, I'm sure we can proceed with the session. Sorry, Timakazo, to take you off
Yeah,
guard a bit,
yeah.
because we wanted Timakazo maybe to give us a rundown of the DTI. But I think seeing that Auslindi, you are here, and Tate Desmond, you are here, and Timakazo is here, maybe we can kick off the conversation. So at this point, then I'm going to hand it over to Ausilindi. She is going to moderate this panel. So when you are ready, Lindy, you can take it away. Thank you so much, everybody, for availing yourselves once again in this wonderful afternoon.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I know
Thanks.
I've been requested to moderate this given the new normal of platform. As far as I know, is that usually you get to know who's on the panel, you get their, synopsis of their bios. So I'm not sure who's on the panel. I will then request them to introduce themselves, but I can introduce myself. My name is Lindinde Belekoka. I work for the Department of Arts and Culture. I've been with the department now for many, many years. I've joined the department to realize and implement the film development strategy, which was introduced in 1996. And that strategy led to the interim film fund that then led to the establishment of the National Film and Video Foundation as you know it now. And then I'm now responsible for film design, visual arts, and craft. And the rest is history. So can I hand over to Desmond for your introduction. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Desmond Mtembu with the Gauteng Film Commission in Johannesburg. We're a provincial agency under the Department of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture. We operate with regards to across the whole value chain, where we work with the industry in the province. And so I think we'll then unpack further in terms of what we do as the Gauteng Film Commission. Thank you, Sis Lindy. Dimakoto, you can introduce yourself.
Thanks, brother. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Oh, sorry. It just went dark there. As I was saying, I'm Dimagato Komu from the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, and I'm the Deputy Director for Film and TV Incentives. We are responsible for administering the National Film and TV Incentive, which has got various components to it, and we are also responsible for actually directing certain parts of policies. And I've been with the business unit for film and TV for a period of about 5 years for now, but previously was under other incentive schemes. Thank you.
Do we have another panel member? I can't see everybody here.
No, I think there's none.
Sorry, Sis Lindy. Yeah, there's only Desmond and Dimakato and yourself for now. We are waiting for Aus Jackie to connect.
Okay. Okay, so maybe with that introduction from basically my colleagues, I'm not sure what the topic wants us to address, but maybe Desmond, you can continue just to give us a background of what the Gauteng Film Commission's mandate is, and the responsibility, and what are you implementing currently?
You can unmute yourself, Brother Desmond. Please unmute yourself, Desmond.
Okay, Desmond, we can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I had a minor connection problem. Sorry. I'm back now. Yeah, thank you, Sis Lindy. We, as I've mentioned, we are from the Gauteng Film Commission, which is a provincial agent of government. How we operate as maybe just so that I explain in detail, is that we operate across the whole value chain. So when you look at pre-production, is that as the Gauteng Film Commission, we work within the issues of locations and permits, where we work with filmmakers who want to, and municipality in terms of creating access to locations and permits. These are mostly public spaces that would then assist production companies in accessing. We also work with the commercial sector and various other productions within the industry. We also work within the space where we know that with this film industry, issues of transformation is key. And so we also run program skills development projects. So we have non-accredited and accredited programs that we support. So we would work with accredited institutions in providing training for emerging filmmakers or those that want to learn more about the industry, because we all know that this industry is one of the industries that is forever evolving. So we work within that space. And also when you look at the non-accredited training programs that we support, these are mostly programs that, for example, master classes where you would have sessions that you would work with various institutions around those master classes. And so still within pre-production, we also support the film development. So we know that for one to produce a good script, we would also need to invest quite a lot with regards to research and development. So we do fund within that aspect of research and development. So moving from pre-production to production, we have a grant that we allocate for funding for productions. So we would then support productions that still want to go to principal photograph. So when you look at the film industry, it's divided into 3 tiers. There's tier 1, which is established, those that are creating content for cinema. Tier 2 are those that have creating less than 3 feature films, but also creating mostly television content. And tier 3 is development, emerging filmmakers, both graduate and those that are self-taught. So then mostly as the Film Commission, we operate mostly, I think 60% of our projects is around development, assisting those that want to enter into the space. So we work mostly with them with regards to funding. We also assist them with distribution, those that have created content in terms of ensuring that they're able to then find distribution platforms for their content. Moving to post-production, we also assist production companies that are in a state where they want funding for post-production. So we are able to support across the 3 tiers with regards to post-production facility. But also for tier 3, what we have created as well is that within our regions, so Gauteng has about 5 regions. So we are creating in partnership with the Department of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture, many post-production facilities and recording booths that would then be accessed by emerging filmmakers. That is solely not to compete with commercial spaces, but is also to provide a platform for film graduates to have a space where they can use for experimental projects. So we have those initiatives that we fund. And then what we also fund, as well as the Gauteng Film Commission, is audience development, because we are well aware that the film is as good as the number of people that watch it. So it is good for us to inculcate that culture of local content appreciation. So we would run various programs within the regions. I mean, right now we are starting with initiatives where we're doing drive-in screenings in different areas, so that at least we bring back that whole culture of local content appreciation. So I think in a nutshell, that is what GFC does. Thank you. Back to you, Sis Linda.
Thanks, Desmond. You've touched on quite a few elements of what a provincial film commission does. And maybe to welcome Jackie, I can see you. Welcome, Jackie, from KZN. So, hand over to you, maybe at the Film Commission. Can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Lindy, and good afternoon to everyone. Yes, I'm Jackie Motsepe. I'm the Chief Operations Officer at the KwaZulu-Natal Film Commission. I don't know whether you want me to go over what we do.
Yes, I think just for purpose of flow, Desmond has just covered the Gauteng Film Commission, but I think it will help to have you come next.
Thank you. Thanks, Lindy. So the KwaZulu-Natal Film Commission, in fact, I think the Film Commission's are quite similar in terms of what they do and what they provide, which is a good thing, because sometimes we do collaborate on programs, particularly in the area of funding. There's lots of collaboration in that space, and the fact that we are structured in a very similar fashion just makes that collaboration easier. So at the Film Commission, what we have is a film fund, first and foremost. We fund films across the value chain, from feature films to shorts, TV series, documentaries. And our fund is really to stimulate the economy in KwaZulu-Natal. So the requirement of the fund is that at least 50% of the production budget must be spent in the province. And for provinces wanting to develop film commissions, especially the ones that are more emerging, like we were 6 years ago, it's a good way to locate projects in the province. It's a good way to stimulate activity in the province, production activity in the province. It's also a good way to upskill, the industry in the province. The more projects that are shot in the province, the more people from the province are able to work on those productions, and it just helps everyone to be upskilled. So the requirement then is 50% of that budget has to be spent in the province. Our fund has been going for 6 years now, and we also fund in development, production, marketing, and distribution, as well as audience development. So we fund several film festivals across the province. We assist filmmakers to distribute their films into different markets. And we also assist filmmakers to attend, markets and festivals, whether it's nationally or internationally, to promote their films, build their businesses, and gain broader networks within the industry. At the Film Commission, we also have a very active training program. We call it the Human Capital Development Department. Actually, it does a range of things, training. So within Human Capital Development, we have a bursary program for people that want to study film. Again, in order to qualify for the bursary, you have to study within a tertiary within the province. Fortunately, we do have 2 film schools in KwaZulu-Natal. We've got an after Durban campus, as well as a DUT. So the bursary program as well has been running since 2014 for the last 6 years, and we've funded a number of students, and we've graduated a number of students through the program. Within HCD, we also have a skills development program. This is really to train filmmakers across the value chain, whether it's in camera, lighting, sound recording. We've been running those programs on a regular basis. This is for filmmakers that are active in the industry, but they want to upskill, they want to learn an additional skill. So we provide this training. We bring in experts, usually from Gauteng to assist us in training our filmmakers. So the skills development is in production as well as in post-production. We also have training programs that we run in partnership with the CETA. So we have an NQF Level 4 program, and we've just commenced an NQF Level 5 program in film and television production. We also have a small business incubation program. This is to develop businesses now in the province. We work with the owner or the CEO of the company, and we really just assist them across the board, from developing business plans, understanding their cash flows and their budgets, helping them to plan long-term, 3 to 5 years for their businesses. Because what we find is that, a lot of the businesses, they basically run from project to project. They're not really looking long-term at their businesses. So the companies are mentored. They have a mentor that works with them, really to build their business, have a long-term forecast in terms of what projects they're going to be working on at the different phases of production. It's also there to assist them to access finance. So, you know, a lot of, especially the emerging filmmakers, have a difficult time accessing funding, even from us at the Film Commission, the NFVF, the DTI. So this program also assists them to understand how the different funding instruments work and how they can access funding for their projects. So it's a long-term business development program. We've been running it, you know, for 3 years. At the moment, we have 10 companies that are within that business incubation program. So yes, I think essentially those are the majority of our programs. We also have a film hub within our building. And within our film hub, you know, similar to Gauteng, this is a place where filmmakers can access office facilities at a very reduced rate. A lot of the barriers to entry for filmmakers is actually, you know, having premises from which they can operate because, you know, they normally are not able to afford the rentals. So they can rent the space for however long they need it, you know, a day to a week, a month, or even a year. And what we're finding is that, you know, our people that rent our premises are actually renewing their contracts annually. It's very affordable. Within that space, they've got access to internet. They've got their desks or their offices, depending on what they choose. We've got edit suites. There's a cinema. There's a recording booth. You know, there's boardroom facilities if they need to take meetings. So it's fully capacitated to assist the filmmakers to actually run their businesses from an office premise. So I say broadly, that is the KZN Film Commission. Thanks, Lindy.
Thanks, Jackie. I think from your explanation and Desmond's explanation, we can already see and identify similar elements of what a film commission in a province's mandate is. I mean, by and large, really to stimulate the film industry within the province. You've both covered elements like funding, facilitating for location. You've both touched on skills and capacity building. Really, those practical interventions that have impact on the filmmaker, you know, on the ground. You've also touched on incubation and access. You know, access really being the most important thing for anybody operating in the creative industries. So I think, you know, the audience can begin to tell that a film commission's mandate is really to stimulate the industry in the province. You've also mentioned that when you do fund, the practitioners are supposed to spend 50% of that in the province. So there's a lot of and you're right, there's similar structure to the establishment of a film commission. However, though, it depends on the department behind it. So maybe let me park there. I do have one or two questions. Then I can move on to my colleague at DTIC.
Yeah. Thank you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, under the Department of Trade and Industry and Commission, being a national department, I think from our side, the mission is clear on what the department is trying to achieve. And I think one of the key things, having long ago identified the creative sector, so to speak, as one of the sectors which can lead to economic growth, and also improve the lives of our people. So the simple things that the department has looked at in terms of assisting this industry is to make sure that there is transformation within the industry, both in terms of the nature and structure of the businesses, but key to that transformation in terms of participants. I think you all know within a couple of years ago, into 2014, the department launched the Emerging Black Makers Incentive Scheme, which I'll touch on also. But the main aim is to make sure that there is actually broadened participation within this sector, and also to strengthen economic development with it as a tool. And also to make sure that there is meaningful job creation, sustainable jobs within the industry, and also to make sure that there's improved alignment between economic policies and plans. I think one of the biggest things that has been raised is that there is fragmentation in actually assisting the film and TV industry in the main. So, but the department launched or relaunched the incentive for film and TV in 2004. There were previous incentives, some were success, some unfortunately had to be closed due to some other negative reasons. But I think with the relaunch, it showed the commitment of the department towards this industry. So, but in the main, the support, there's various support within the department. It is not only under the film and TV incentive, but also there is a focus on market access, which actually tries to assist participant or industry players to access foreign markets, including local markets, in terms of distribution. And that is mainly under the MEA incentive scheme and the SARS sector-specific assistance scheme. But one of the biggest incentive schemes that was actually tweaked in order to include film and TV is the critical infrastructure program, in order to make sure that the country can realize the growth in the number of studios it has and the quality of those facilities. It was mainly geared at servicing foreign productions, but now we see that there is a huge plus in terms of it servicing local productions to be able to compete with foreign ones. Also, another thing, the department, I think the biggest thing that it has now initiated is the South African Audio Visual Forum, which actually tries to assist to achieve alignment in terms of the support that government gives, both at the national level, provincial, and also at the local level, meaning including the very same film commissions, film offices, and in some instances, municipalities. So the department currently has 4 incentive schemes. We've got the local one, which is the South African one, which where filmmakers can access up until 40% of their budgets, meaning qualifying South African spend. And we also have the co-production one, which seeks to make sure that there is actually collaboration to be able to raise capital, cultural exchange, and so forth in terms of film and TV, but mainly with the aim of also opening or unlocking other markets globally. So there are quite a few treaties that the country has, and I think there are more treaties which are still in the main being negotiated and hopefully will be signed to make sure that local filmmakers can actually start growing, so to speak. And we have the foreign film and TV incentive, which globally looks purely servicing foreign studios or foreign production companies which seek to shoot on location in South Africa. And the aim for that was to also leverage the skills transfer that our local filmmakers can actually get from servicing those productions. including the access to technology that we have seen coming through based on the nature and scale of those productions. So that is a huge plus. And I think those are some of the motivations which were behind building big studios such as the ones in the Western Cape. And hopefully that will be replicated to other provinces, including the Northwest. And I think the biggest highlight is the Black Emerging Filmmakers Incentive, which was launched in 2014. And the main aim for this was to actually foster transformation, because I think we have seen previously that the department has tried to put in measures with the previous three sub-incentives, the foreign, co-production, and the local incentive. But the results were not, how can I say, they were not really as desirable as we had thought. So with this incentive, I think this is where the department is trying to push for meaningful transformation, for in terms of ownership, in terms of awarding Black South African filmmakers an opportunity to get an advantage to make productions. And under this incentive, you are eligible to qualify for about 50% of what you spend as qualifying South African expenditure. So it is a huge plus, half of the budget to be subsidized by government, to making sure that filmmakers are able to Black filmmakers are able to participate within this industry. And you have 5 chances to access this application in terms of it being an incentive. So you can apply 5 times for the Black Imaging Incentive. And after that, then you will no longer be eligible for it. You can graduate then, hopefully, to either the local, co-production, and foreign. So with that, I think that's the biggest thing that the department does, but also the department tries to play a role in how policy can be influenced and created to make sure that there is that required or desired outcomes which government requires in terms of transformation, and making sure that there's meaningful employment creation. I think the biggest key things in terms of the incentive and going forward is that production companies, filmmakers, or productions that they seek to do must be commercially viable. I think that's the biggest criticism the incentive has. And I think also the province will seek to try and address some of those issues, or work hand in hand with the current players, so to say, in the market, to try and assist in making sure that we are able to bridge the gap for market access, but we are able to create productions which can actually sell and make sure that those businesses are actually sustainable going forward. Yeah, thank you then.
Thanks, Dimakatso. I think we really have a good platform laid down for us. From my side, I just have 1 or 2 questions, particularly from the 2 film commissions. And I will ask some of the questions just to try and tease out some conversations for the benefit of why the Rustenburg Film Festival is taking place. I'm not sure if I'll be correct in assuming that there's a thinking towards the establishment of a film commission that side. I don't know. But from Jackie and
sorry, Lindy, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Maybe before you proceed, we have a guest as well, Mr. Kibapitse from, I think he's from the Northwest. Maybe he would like to sort of present what he is about, maybe before we can go to the questions. Thank you.
I didn't realize. Okay, so can I hand over to you, Mr. Kibapetsi? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, for introduction, I will just keep the screen on. It's Miss Kibapetsi Tlaleho, not Mr. from
Okay,
Northwest Province. So I will just switch off the camera so that we can proceed. Hello. Okay, I will just proceed then. My name is Kibapetsi Tlaleho. I work for Department of Sports Arts Culture in the Northwest, and I work under Film and Video Unit. The department is currently working on establishing a film commission. We are working with NFVF on this project and the industry. We have 4 representatives from the industry who are assisting us in making sure that the Northwest has will finally have a film commission. If you remember, we haven't had a film commission for a long time, so we have seen the need to embark on a journey of having a film commission this side, and the processes are still at its initial stage though, but it's a start. Secondly, this office is mandated to make sure that there's a footprint when it comes to the film industry. Northwest has lost many filmmakers to big cities, mainly because we don't have, for a long time, we didn't have anything happening this side. And we are now saying we need to claim our space, and we need to make sure that when it comes to development, we are developing filmmakers who will be able to produce content in Setswana, who will be able to send content to different festivals. We are also supporting filmmakers, like we have the Rustenburg Film Festival right now. These are the initiatives that we are supporting. The premier also pronounced in his budget speech that there's a need for telenovela, of which the department was working on. So those are some of the things that the department is currently busy with. We are part of the South African Audio Visual Forum, which is led by the DTI. So we are pretty much out there to make sure we are aware and we are updated when it comes to what the industry is doing. I know many people who are watching or who are listening will say, but Northwest is not assisting us, or is not, we're not seeing much of the funding coming from Northwest. And it's simply because our funding policy is still under review, and but that doesn't mean we are not assisting artists as it is. So we are still assisting artists while we're waiting for the process of the policy to be concluded. We are also working on establishing a film hub with the NFVF. We are in talks with SABC when it comes to space, because we want our people to be able to produce content in the province without having to have a struggle of going to source equipment or other resources outside. So for now, I will pause there. Thank you.
Thank you, Sibapetsi, and apologies on that. I wanted to give just an opportunity to Gauteng Film Commission, Desmond and Jackie, just on maybe take us through the challenges that you've had in establishing the commission, and some of the current challenges that you are going through as a commission. That's one question from my side. The other is, I know that mostly in the provinces, film commissions can either be backed up by a department of sports, arts and culture and recreation, or economic development. It depends which department has the appetite. So I just want to understand with KZN and Gauteng, which department is backing you, and how is that relationship panning out? Anyone can take that.
Hi. Okay. Thank you, Sis Lindy. With regards to, sorry, I missed it. In terms of relationships, are you looking at film commissions in terms of how they operate within the provinces?
No, I was asking about the relationship between a commission and the department that,
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
but also any challenges that you have experienced, just to share with us.
Yeah. When the Gauteng Film Commission was established, it was under the Department of Economic Development. However, I think 10 years into the existence of the commission, we were then moved to Department of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture. And I think one of the reasons that we moved from economic development was issues of budget, because under economic development, there were a lot of other agencies. And at that time, the Premier then thought maybe if we move it under sports, arts and culture, it would then get more funding. However, when we then moved, I think, to sports, recreation, and, because there's a economic spin-off of the Film Commission. So for a while, there was a bit of disjuncture in terms of understanding what is our mandate, because under sport, it was around issues of social cohesion, more about pushing numbers. And then under economic development was how do you then bring in revenue into the province. But we have since found common ground with the Department of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture now, where we are also trying to motivate for more budget, because GFC has been sitting with this current budget for a while now, and which is really a disadvantage to us when it comes to funding. So both the MEC of Sports Recreation is trying to push so that we are able to get more funding. So the issue, I think, in the nutshell is the challenges of funding. We had the same challenges under economic development, and we still had those challenges under sports, recreation, arts and culture. But then we are slowly going to come out of it in terms of ensuring that we receive more funding moving forward. But with regards to relationships, I think we are working quite well with the department. Thank you.
Jackie, do you want to add on that?
Yes, thanks, Lindy. In KZN, the Film Commission is actually funded by the Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs Department. So they are our shareholder. And I think, fortunately, the department really saw film as an important economic activity that needs to be supported in the province. So they went about and did research, feasibility study, and actually presented, a solid business case for the establishment of the Film Commission. They then went and promulgated an act, the KZN Film Commission Act, and that act really provides us with our mandate and informs everything that we do. So that work was actually done directly from the department. And they fund us 100%. We have a good working relationship, I would say, with the department, because every now and again, over and above the annual fund that they give us, they fund special projects. They will award us funding for special projects, to develop youth in the industry, to develop women in the industry. And there's also, a fund that they've set aside for the development of studio infrastructure. We also have an animation hub, and they've been supporting, the initiative of the animation hub as well. So it's, I would say it's a good working relationship. In terms of the challenges, really, I think in the province, the one big one is the fact that we don't have studio infrastructure. And it really is a challenge for us. We've currently got 2 soaps, Mbeu and Uzalo, that are shooting out of KZN. And they are really housed within office complexes and warehouses and so on, because there really is no studio infrastructure. And, in some cases, it becomes, a barrier for films that are wanting to come and shoot in the province. So they will, either go to Cape Town or mostly Gauteng, for their studio infrastructure. We do have post-production facilities, but also not at the scale that we would like. So again, that's a bit of a challenge for us. So the films will come, to KZN, they'll shoot, and they'll possibly then go to Gauteng to do the majority of their post. I think another challenge is really retaining the workforce in KZN. Even though we do fund a number of projects, the majority of our funding is in development. So there isn't enough activity in the province to really retain that workforce. I must say, over the 6 years, it has definitely improved, especially with our graduates. We're seeing more and more of them actually working in the province and not leaving to go and find work in KZN. We're also seeing some of our producers coming back to KZN, relocating in KZN and establishing their businesses there. So that is definitely encouraging. But yeah, that labor flight is a challenge at times. I think maybe another thing to mention is the fact that we are going to be merging with the tourism KZN in the province. So Tourism KZN, as well as the Film Commission, will become one entity. We're in the process of doing that now. So possibly within the next year or 2, we will be one entity. It's kind of been on the cards for a while, and it's been stopping and starting. But we're definitely moving in that direction. And I think what that will do for us is really just to ensure that we maintain the position of film in that space and in that environment, that we ensure that obviously we continue with all our film activities. But so far the discussions have definitely been positive. The film side of the entity will pretty much remain intact. So the discussions are moving ahead quite positively in that regard. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there.
Thanks very much, Jackie. I just saw a message that we have 5 minutes to wrap up, but I do want to open a little bit to questions that are coming through, and maybe you can answer. The coordinator will guide me on when are we supposed to finish. But there's one question that came through that says, is it possible for me, based in the Northwest, to apply for funding in KZN and Gauteng? I doubt, but because these are provincial provinces, but can I ask you to answer, Jackie and Desmond? But you can certainly apply at DTI and NFVF. That's one question that I'm seeing on my timeline here.
Yeah, I think from KZN side, like I mentioned earlier, our requirement is that 50% of that budget must be spent in KZN. So I think that's the thing that one needs to consider when applying for funding in the province. But also, if you don't spend 50% of your budget in KZN, we also have a 25% rebate. So there is a rebate of 25% of whatever you spend in KZN. So it is possible. You know, we've got filmmakers that are from Gauteng that apply for funding to us, and they're jointly funded in some instances by ourselves as well as the Gauteng Film Commission. So it definitely is possible, but the important thing is to ensure that at least 50% of those costs are retained in the province, or alternatively 25% of the budget.
From the GFC side, I think almost similar to KZN. However, you don't have to, maybe you can do post-production in Gauteng, and also maybe at least having shot some scenes in Gauteng, we are able to assist. So if you maybe are seeking for post-production, where you are actually doing the post-production here, we can then consider assisting in that front. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, just to add, I think from the DTI side, the DTIC side, it's very important to note that if any funding is received within the country from any government department or institution, as long as it is not a loan or repayable, that amount will not count towards or will not attract an incentive. For example, if you get, let's say, 100,000 from the GFC as a grant, you cannot claim that against the rebate. So that's other things you must be wary of. And should you receive rebates amounting to 80% of your budget, including the DTI, you will actually forfeit the rebate. In fact, you are not eligible for the rebate. So less than 80% is where you must keep your budget in terms of receiving or applying for grants. Thank you.
Thanks, Bapeti. Do you want to add something before I give an opportunity for everyone to just round up in this conversation? There's only one question that came through. I'm not sure if I'm missing any other questions. But
sorry, Slindy, yes, there is a question currently on the screen, and then there is 2 more questions on standby.
Okay, I can see there's one. What will be the mandate of the Northwest Film Commission, and will the body directly engage with creatives? Sibapeti, I think though you did touch on that, but can I hand over to you?
Thank you, Ma'am Lindy, and thank you for the question. So the mandate of the Film Commission will be mainly to do what the Film Office is doing currently, which is to develop the industry, which is to make sure that there are co-productions that are happening with other provinces and broadly around the world. And also they will be communicating directly with creatives. So Film Commission will work pretty much the same as GFC, as KZN Film Commission, because we are trying to department has a lot of things that they are doing, and within Film Office we are trying to push it in a sense that filmmakers are able to go to a certain entity and get help there instead of coming to the department straight. So the Film Commission will be assisting us in that way to relieve the pressure on the department. But obviously the department will be involved in making sure that there is funding available for the commission. We will monitor on how the Film Commission operate, and that everything that they do is according to how the department wants to see things happening. So yeah, the Film Commission will be able to assist creatives directly. Thank you, Ma'am Lindy.
Thanks, Bapeti. There's another question for you, but I guess anyone who wishes to answer this can answer, just given my experience on how this thing goes. The question says, who is the person going to be at the helm of establishing a commission? Do they have the experience? Now, my
Yeah, so when
understanding.
a film,
Okay, go on.
Ma'am Lindy, so interject there. I was saying when a film commission is established, obviously people who will be running it, it's the same as applying for a job. There will be an advertisement for people to apply, and we cannot just take anybody from the streets. It has to be somebody who understands the industry, somebody who will be able to make sure that the mandate of the film commission is met. So it will be someone who understands. I hope I answered that question. And I see there's another question for Northwest, Ma'am Lindu, without taking your space. It says, what is the budget for the film in the Northwest?
During all these years.
The question is, there hasn't been a separate budget for the film office in the Northwest up until recently, because like I said, the department is dealing with other, like sports, we have libraries. So we are currently, we've seen the need actually to go the film commission route, so that we plug in money straight to the film commission to be able to grow the industry. So all these years, the department, the way it's been working is there's one money in the pot and it's used for different offices or units. So the film commission is going to help us a lot in making sure that the industry grows, because it will be focusing on the industry and making sure that it attracts people to come and shoot in the Northwest. And then I also mentioned that we are in talks with the SABC. I cannot say much on that because we are currently talking to the SABC, and indeed the department would like to use the old studios at the SABC, because it's a low-hanging fruit for the department. We have studios, so we saw a need for us to use these studios instead of going far. Thank you, Ma'am Lindy.
Thanks, Sibapeti. Coordinator, can I continue with the questions, or what time?
Oh, I think we can round up because we are running into the next session, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Before I give an opportunity to everyone, I also just want to add that I know that a few years ago, and maybe Jackie will remember this, that there was some kind of suggestions that there should be an agreement between the film commissions in the various provinces, an MOA, an MOU of some sort between all the provinces. I'm not sure if, Jackie, that is something that has been taken forward, because I think it's something that can also assist in other provinces establishing their own film commissions. You know, just by the way of the structure, the mandate, and collaborative work. Maybe it's something that the film commissions can look into, so that you know, we could be able to assist other provinces to establish the film commissions. And lastly, from my side, I just want to add to what Tibatso from DTIC mentioned, that we do have about 9 film co-production treaties that we've signed. We are currently negotiating treaties with Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Kenya, and Algeria. And we will be reviewing the one with Canada and France. I just thought I should mention that because they form part of the foreign incentives that my colleague DTIC spoke about. But having said that, yeah, there's so much to say. I just want to give opportunity to just 1 minute to all the panelists to wrap up. Jackie?
Thanks, Liddy. Sorry, I got cut off for a minute there. No, thank you. I think this is a wonderful initiative from the film festival. I think it's very encouraging to see that there's a positive talk, about establishment of a film commission in the Northwest Province. It's been in discussion for a long time. I think it's due. It's overdue. The province has got a very strong, legacy. I think in the entertainment industry, and it would be wonderful to add film into that value chain. With regards to the MOA, Lindy, actually, you're reminding me that definitely was something that was on the cards a while ago, and I think it would be good to see if that can be resuscitated. I don't know whether SAV, through the DTI would be the right platform, seeing that most of us sit there, or whether it's an initiative that the NFVF drives. But I think it would be a good idea for us to do that and assist where we can, assist the NFVF where we can in helping other provinces to set up. But otherwise, I wish the NFVF, the Northwest Province, all the best in establishing the Film Commission, and let's hope that it happens soon. Let's meet this time next year with a fully fledged Film Commission in the Northwest Province. Thank you.
Desmond?
Okay, thank you very much to the Film Festival organizers. It is indeed true, Sis Lindy, that the issue of MOA would have to look into as Film Commission, and also ensuring that across all the 9 provinces there is activity and enough support for ensuring that we build a vibrant industry. So we have been engaging, I think, with Northwest around the Film Commission as well, and we too are looking forward to now them fully launching the initiative. Because clearly, like Jake had mentioned, there's a lot of history in terms of music, the Motswako music coming from Northwest, and a few filmmakers coming from that area. So there is an opportunity for it to grow, and we are looking forward to supporting the initiative. Thank you.
Dimakatso?
I think Dimakatso is no longer with us. I will just jump in.
Okay. Go ahead, Babette.
Thank you, colleagues, for the words of encouragement, and we are really looking forward to all the help we can get. But what I can say is that Northwest is ready, and we are ready to receiving people who are willing to work with us, or who are saying we want to come and film in your province, because we have beautiful locations here. We just need to now start opening to people to come this side and filming, as we are working on the issue of film commission. We cannot wait until that part is complete and then start filming. We are hitting the ball running, and we are ready for for receiving people this side. And I would like to thank SAF for all the support they are giving us and everyone that sits in those meetings. We are here today with trying to open the film commission because of what we get from those meetings. And thank you, Rustenburg Film Festival organizers, for making sure that Northwest is represented, for making sure that at last we have something of this nature happening. We are looking forward to working with you going forward and to supporting all the filmmakers in the province. Thank you.
Thank you to the panel members. Thank you, Desmond, for your time. Thank you, Jackie, for your time, as always. Dimakatso, I'm not sure if Dimakatso is still here. Thank you, Sibapetsi. Really, I think it is a really good initiative for
Hello.
to embark on this.
Hello.
Is that
Hi, Osman. Yes, it's me. Sorry.
Just 1 minute to round off. We are way over time.
Oh, okay, I apologize for that. I was just hit by load shedding just now, so I had to switch on again. But thank you for this opportunity, and I would like to wish the establishment of the Film Commission in the Northwest all the best, and we hope that it will leverage from the existing commission and structures, in that it will hopefully be the best out of the best based on the experience that the KZN, Gauteng, and other institutions will hopefully be able to assist in this fall. But I think we wish the Northwest all the best, and may even filmmakers, if they want to access the incentive scheme, they must apply, and whatever avenues they can use to make sure that they participate, they must, with or without the commission or formal structures at this stage. Yeah, thank you for that.
Thanks, Dimakatso. So by that, I also would like to wish Northwest luck, and I think it's a welcome intervention that you're embarking on, Sibapetsi. We are all here for support, and I think, you know, if we could have film commissions in every provinces, it will also assist the national government to be able to focus on policy, you know, as a mandate, which is what a national department is meant for. So provinces can then impact on the immediate environment, and national can always you know, provide policy guidelines and get the interventions from the provinces on how to assist. But yeah, good luck, and thank you for making time. There's a lot that we can discuss in these kind of platforms that we have not even begun to touch on. Thanks for the opportunity to allow me to moderate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lindy.
Thank you.
Truly
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Melinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. All right.
Thanks.
Those that are watching from the hall, thank you for participating. The next panel is coming up in 5 minutes, and it's on innovative film distribution with Mr. Mayenzeke Baza. So maybe you can just stretch a bit, go get some water, and then come back. We'll see you in a short while. Thank you so much.